This constitutes a security hazard.
Hello everyone, welcome to this special Security Hazard Advent series where each day I will be pulling out a special piece of Gerry Anderson merchandise from this lovely Thunderbird 2 pod. But you're probably wondering, Jack, how is this going to be a surprise for you? Well, I've had some assistance from Mrs. Security Hazard. Say hello. Yeah, there she is. Hello, Mrs. Security Hazard. What she has done has gone through my vast collection and she has pulled things out at random that she thought might be a fun thing to put into maybe a sort of, let's call it a mini version of Security Hazard Minis. So these should just be really quick, short little videos. We're going to see what's in the pod, and already there's something in there. I don't know what's in there. It's a complete mystery to me. So how about we dig in and find out as we look inside pod number 1. What have we got here? Oh! Hello, it's Dick Spanner. Good to see you, Dick Spanner. How are you? So yes, this is a Robert Harrop Dick Spanner, one of the very few Robert Harrops that I actually have in my collection. And this is lovely Dick Spanner, of course, one of the very few pieces of Dick Spanner merchandise. If you're not familiar, Dick Spanner was a 1987 Gerry Anderson stop-motion series based on an idea created by Terry Adlam, but produced by Gerry Anderson. And a few years ago, Robert Harrop decided they were going to do a Dick Spanner statue. And this is limited edition number 25 from, sort of co-produced by Anderson in 2014. Yes, I think maybe I might have picked this up at Andacon 2014. Yeah, lovely thing, really beautifully detailed. Love all the just the paintwork and the creases that they've done into the jacket is amazing. I think the face is absolutely spot on. Just a really lovely little thing, and it's not like too big or anything. It's just a diddly little thing, but it's very, very nice indeed. And it captures also that clay look, that texture that the original Dick Spanner puppet would have had. Just a really nice thing, and I think a very fun, novel way of starting off our little Advent series. So over here, we're just going to sit him down, and you'll watch this collection build up over the next few days. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Welcome back. It's day 2. We pulled out Dick Spanner yesterday, pulled out my Dick Spanner, cheeky. But today we're looking inside pod number 2. Let's see what we've got in here. A brand new mystery surprise from Mrs. Security Hazard. What could be in here? Oh, hello, a collection of Thunderbirds toys. These are, I believe, the KFC toys that were given away in the, I want to say, the early 2000s. You see tons of these all over the place, and they are interesting toys. They have some unique features about them that are very interesting. I can't remember if this is the full collection or whether there might have been a few other ones. I can't remember right now. But yeah, let's start with this Virgil Tracy figure that is very unusual. He's holding something that vaguely resembles an International Rescue pistol. To be honest, in terms of the look, could be any Tracy brother, but of course with the yellow sash, I think it's clearly identifiable as Virgil. But the key play feature here is if you pop his arm down like that and then press the button on his back, the gun swings up into position. Isn't that exciting? That's good. What a thrilling play feature that is. Of course, these are just free fast food toys. They're not supposed to be anything special. Articulation at the hips can do a full 360 if you really wanted to, and so can his head, and so can his other arm as well. So maybe not the most sophisticated Thunderbirds action figure ever made, but it's a nice little thing. We have the mole, right here, and I think the idea is supposed to be if you wheel it along, that's it, if you wheel it along, the drill does spin by itself, which is, you know, pretty cool. Of course, it can tilt up and down as well, only a little bit, but it can tilt up and down. The weird thing about this mole is it only has one of the sort of, I don't even know what those are, but the sort of the little round things at the front of the truck thing, there's only one of them. Not quite sure why they couldn't fit two on there, but I guess one will do the job. Yeah, pretty nice. You got a fair bit of detail on there, actually. It's not too bad. Next up, Thunderbird 4. This is a very weird feature it has on here. It has a button on the top, and the thrusters sort of pop in and out. Not really I guess I'm not sure what else they could have done with a toy at this sort of size and scale, but not... Don't even... Yeah, weird. It does have wheels on the bottom. Very prominent rear fin, which is interesting. And then I'm not quite keen on the you know, the chosen font for the 4 and the word Thunderbird on there. That's a little bit strange, but yeah, not bad, but not terrible. But I think the most exciting one here for me is the Thunderbird 2. Because it comes with this extra bit on the back, and you're probably wondering what that's supposed to be. Well, if I press the button on top, oh, look at that, Thunderbird 2 goes flying off, and fortunately I have a glamorous assistant who is able to put it back on my desk. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, the little Thunderbird 2 that goes flying thanks to this sort of spring mechanism thing, so that's pretty cool. And it's got, you know, a couple of wheels on the bottom. Yeah, it's not the most detailed thing in the world, but actually it's not too bad in terms of like shaping and colouring and things like that. It's you know, it's all right. It's fine. And as a little collection, they are good fun. So yeah, there we go. That was day 2. Stay tuned for day 3. Day number 3. What could be behind the pod door? Could be an elevator car. Could be what else is in pod 3? The mobile crane? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see what's behind pod number 3. Here we go. Oh, look at that. It's a dinky maximum security vehicle from Captain Scarlet. Yes, this is a lovely thing. Yes, I do have my dinky book. Hooray! You're all saying at least he's going to get the facts right because he's going to look in his dinky book for once. Because I always get my dinky facts wrong if I don't know, if I don't have it in front of me. So this is catalogue number 105, issued in 1968, deleted in 1975. It is 137 millimeters in length, and it is obviously white with red trim. For dinky, not too bad on the colour. They did an okay job. Of course, it's more sort of silver in the show itself, but I think we can let them get away with white. I believe I got this is a replacement antenna because, of course, you know, you always lose the little bits and things like that. It's got a few stickers on it, Spectrum emblems on the doors, that sort of thing. And, of course, the door opens up. It has gull-wing doors on either side. And then, for whatever reason, I guess they were trying to come up with interesting play features to do with the maximum security vehicle. It has these sort of steps that open up on the sides, and then it also carries, if I can get it out, a little radiation crate, which is an interesting detail. And you can even open the crate up, and it has some sort of gold bars in it, which is, I suppose, not necessarily indicates radioactivity, but it's got a radioactive symbol on the crate. So, yeah, I mean, is that strictly what a maximum security vehicle would carry? Possibly not, but I mean, it's obviously so weird that Dinky even decided to make a Spectrum maximum security vehicle toy, because it's one of the lesser seen vehicles in Captain Scarlet. You really don't you really don't see it very much across the whole show. I think it's in like the first episode, and then maybe it comes up a couple of other times. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So a weird one for Dinky to make. But I think we can all agree we're very glad that they did make it, and it's a lovely toy, and it's very robust and big and chunky, and it rolls along very nicely. It's got some lovely squeaky wheels from being as old as it is. Condition of this one held up reasonably nicely. A few little paint chips, but basically doing pretty good. So yeah, there we go. That was the Dinky Maximum Security Vehicle. See you tomorrow. It's day 4, and it's pod number 4. Now, here's the thing. Do we think that Mrs. Security Hazard has picked something that you would expect to find behind or inside pod number 4, or has she gone a little bit off-piste? Well, let's find out. Here we go. What is in here? Oh, look at that. Beautifully presented. This is a weird one. This is a Thunderbird 4 bubble bath bottle. It's empty, of course, now. I think this is from the early 2000s. I'm pretty sure you could get stuff like this in the 90s as well. It used to contain a bubble bath, but now it's empty. Not really sure why I kept it, to be honest. I mean, it's quite a nice sort of display, I suppose, of Thunderbird 4. It's quite big and chunky and interesting to look at, but yes, I suppose the interesting feature is the fact that you can twizzle off the cockpit, and it's a bottle. I guess you could still use that as like a water bottle or something like that, I suppose, if you cleaned it out and did that with it. Weird one. This is sort of made of a sort of soft rubbery type of thing, and this is hard plastic. Weird one. Very weird one, but I like it. It's fun and interesting, and this top fin likes to come off for reasons unknown. Not much more to say about this one, but there it is. Lovely little Thunderbird 4 inside of Pod 4. What more could you ask for? Pod number 5, home to things like, well, you can find the mole in there. Pretty sure you could find things like the recovery vehicles inside pod number 5. I wonder what will be in there today. Let's just dig in and find out, shall we? What have we got inside here? Oh, hello! It's Joe 90. Yes, we're trying to represent all different Gerry Anderson series here, I suppose. Yes, so this is the Joe 90 Special Agent Kit. This is one of the kind of interesting pieces of Joe 90 merchandise that came out in the 1990s. There wasn't a lot of it, but we did get a few little things. It's actually a really nice picture on the back of the packaging of like all the other things you could get, including like a Joe 90 figure and of course the jet air car and the big Special Agent Kit. This is sort of the smaller version of that, which comes with a pair of glasses. It comes with an ID badge, and it comes with a WIN badge as well. Which nice. Love the artwork, of course, on the packaging. Not so keen on the 90s Joe 90 logo that they came up with for reasons unknown. Really don't know why they bothered changing the logo just for the 90s rerun, but that's what they did. Not going to take this out of the packaging for now. I'm going to leave it on the card because I don't really have any great desire to try and put on a pair of tiny Joe 90 glasses. I think we can all agree my glasses will suffice for the job. I mean, when I look at that sort of collection of Joe 90 merchandise on the back, I'm not really sure what else they could have added to that range to make it more appealing. There just wasn't a lot that they could do with Joe 90, so this is the type of thing that we got. Quite nice. Maybe not the most amazing thing in the world, but quite nice. And I like having sort of an example of something in packaging, because you all know I don't love keeping things in their packaging most of the time. But yeah, this is all right. Very nice. See you tomorrow. Pod number 6, home of the monobrake? And maybe a few other things? Yeah, let's see what's inside! Oh, goodness. Well, this is an interesting choice, isn't it? I'm going to pull them out now. It's a collection of Thunderbird's toothbrushes! Who was lucky enough to have some of these in the 90s? And who was crazy enough to keep hold of them, like I have, in their original packaging, still sealed up? Oh, yes. Well, it's 2 Thunderbird's toothbrushes, and then a Captain Scarlet one as well. And there's little windows in the side of the packaging so you can see what's on your toothbrush without having to get them out of the packaging, because of course we want to keep these in mint condition, obviously. Very, very important. But let's look at the Thunderbirds ones first of all. So it looks like I have a Thunderbird 1 and a Scott Tracy, and let's take a look at the full range that's listed on the back. You could have a Lady Penelope toothbrush, a Scott toothbrush, a Thunderbird 2 toothbrush, a Thunderbird 1 toothbrush. Looks like you could also have Virgil Tracy and Thunderbird 3 as well. It's weird, it says collect all 4, but that's 6 total that's listed there. So maybe they did like a second... yes, in fact, it does look like they did a second batch, because one of these is copyright 1992 and the other one's copyright 1993. So clearly, the Thunderbird's toothbrushes were such a huge hit, they thought, well, we've got to do more of these. So that's exactly what they did. So, you know, can't blame them for that. But yeah, those are the Thunderbirds ones. And then Captain Scarlet, I love the packaging on this. Very, like, colourful, very multicoloured. And in this particular range, which again is copyright 1993, you could get Captain Black, Captain Scarlet, an Angel Interceptor, and an SPV. And it looks like this one is Captain Scarlet. SIG for clean teeth. I mean, of course that's the phrase they came up with, and I'm going to guess... Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. Didn't go the way I was expecting with the slogan on the Thunderbirds one. They've gone for Thunderbirds are go for clean teeth. I would have thought FAB for clean teeth, or FAB teeth, or something like that I would have expected. But, yeah. There we go. Thunderbird's toothbrushes. Lovely stuff. Pod number 7. There was that one comic about Pod 7, wasn't there? Pretty sure it had a disappointing ending, but we're definitely into the realm of like pods that never really existed in the TV canon. But they do today, because it's day 7 of our Advent series. What's inside? Well, let's take a look and find out. Oh, it's a tiny little Skyship 1. Yes, Skyship 1 from the Thunderbird 6 feature film. Not a lot of merchandise made of this thing, and indeed this is quite a rare curiosity in itself. This is from the Fanderson Mini Metals series, where they basically did a very limited run of tiny little, vehicles from all sorts of different Gerry Anderson series. Some of them quite obscure, some of them, some of them more well known. But this is definitely falls in the line of like one of those things where there wasn't a lot of Skyship 1 merch about, so Fanderson decided to make one themselves, and it's I think you'll agree it's a nice thing. It's heavy. I mean, my goodness me, it is weighty, this thing. Paint applications are okay. They did these in a very limited run. They might have even handmade or hand painted these, I'm not really sure, but they did all sorts of different things, and I picked this up at a convention years and years ago because I was like, oh, Skyship 1, that's unusual, you don't see many of those, and I have to say I love Skyship 1. It's one of my it's often considered sort of Zero X's poor cousin or whatever, but I like it. I think it's an interesting design. It's very unique and different, and I love having a little one like this to be able to display. Very nice. Like it a lot. So there we go. And Skyship 1. Very nice. Very nice. See you tomorrow. It's day 8 and it's pod number 8. Let's see what is behind the door today. It's it's quite hard to see when it's all the way at the back. This is it's a Thunderbirds cassette tape. Do you remember cassette tapes? Yeah. So this is a special release from marketed and distributed by Polygram Record Operations Limited, and it is basically a collection of Thunderbirds episode, soundtracks. Put together onto cassette tape with some lovely, lovely artwork on the front showing Thunderbird 2, from End of the Road, and also Fire Flash from Trapped in the Sky. A little picture of Scott Tracy there as well. 4 original soundtrack recordings, double cassette volume. Trapped in the Sky, End of the Road, Sun Probe, and Terror in New York City. Now, I'm pretty sure these are just the mini albums from the 60s that have been repurposed onto cassette tape. But I remember listening to these a lot. Sadly, I haven't listened to these in a long while because I'm not actually sure I have a cassette player in the house anymore. But there we go. That's what they look like, in case you're wondering. Big old tapes, so you'd have basically one side of a tape per episode. Lovely little thing. Definitely, when I was a kid, used to listen to these a lot. And, great selection of episodes as well. Trapped in the Sky, End of the Road, Sun Probe, Terror in New York City. I mean, we're just talking hit after hit after hit after hit. Amazing stuff there. The thrilling adventures of Thunderbirds are now go on this exciting series of audio cassettes for action-packed stories from the television series are told to you by members of International Rescue. Listen to your favourite heroes and relive their daring missions as, once again, Thunderbirds are go! Yeah, very much, essentially just a repackaging of the mini albums, but nice, very nice. Glad that Thunderbirds made its way onto cassette tape. I think it did in a few different forms, actually. I think they re-released these in a few different ways. But yeah, lovely little thing, very nostalgic for me, and maybe I'll have to find myself a cassette player and have a listen to those once again at some point. But yeah, there we go. That was day. What day is it? Day 8. That was day 8. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's day 9, it's pod 9. Let's see what's in store for us today. Need like a sound effect for the sound of the door opening or something like that, don't we? Oh, hello. What's in here? Oh, Captain Scarlet and Captain Blue and a little SPV. These are from, I think they came free in packets of Wheatos. Who remembers Wheatos? Do they even still make that cereal anymore? I have no idea. Would have been about 2001. I was definitely one of the people collecting these. I'm not actually sure this is a full set. I think you could get quite a few different things in there, but these are the ones that I was able to get. This is how much Wheatos I was able to eat in the early 2000s. Let's see. We've got Captain Scarlet there, standing in front of a brick wall, which looks all right. We've got Captain Blue standing in front of a pile of rocks. And then we've got a little SPV here, which is, not amazingly detailed. It's hollowed out underneath, which is kind of weird. But yeah, they've sort of done a little bit of white across the front, and that's about it, really. Black for the wheels, but otherwise, yeah, they've got some panel lines and details in there, but, it's all right for its size, and considering it came free in a packet of cereal, that's not too bad. And the same for the Spectrum agents as well. They look okay. They haven't sort of gone all out with the paint applications and the details and things like that, but I think overall they look quite nice, and I like their little display stands as well that they sit on top of. They're quite nice. It would be quite fun to kind of collect the full range of these at some point. But yeah, these are just the ones that I happened to get when I was a kid, and I've held on to them because I always hold on to things like that. That's just in my nature. So there we go. A little bit of Captain Scarlet as part of our Advent series. I'm sure we'll be seeing more Captain Scarlet along the way. But there we go. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Here we go, everyone. It's time for day number 10. We've made it to double digits, and I don't know about you, but I find it very odd to see a double-digit pod number on the door. If you're Thunderbird Z nerdy like me, that just doesn't quite look right to me. But anyway, there we go. Let's see what's behind the door. Da, da, da. Oh, hello. Oh, it's a Robert Harrop X20 from Stingray. Yes, so this is the other Robert Harrop that's in my collection. I only have the two. It's literally just Dick Spanner and X20. And I mean, this is X20, one of my favourite Gerry Anderson characters of all time, so it felt appropriate to get a little statue of him, particularly as like Matchbox never made an action figure or anything like that. There's very few X20s that you can actually buy. This is pretty much the only one, and you know, it's certainly one of the most incredibly detailed that you can find. Yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely thing. He's carrying the bomb from the episode Countdown, I want to say, or possibly something. It looks like it. Yeah, amazing detail. Love all the work that's gone into the costume. It looks amazing. I love the shine that they're able to put onto his eyes to make them look exactly like the glass eyes that the puppets had. I think the detailing on the hair is amazing. They've just got the shaping of it. It's just a really, really good likeness for the puppet. Let's see, what number is this? This is number 213 out of 250 that Robert Harrop made. This is STF-08. Yeah, Robert Harrop, my goodness me, did they make a lot of Super Mario Nation characters over the years. Characters and vehicles, of course. And if you have deep pockets, you can collect them all. But for me, it's just going to be the two that I have here. They're very, very nice. And yeah, X20, as I say, one of my favorite characters of all time. And I think he just looks good set up like this. Yeah, really lovely stuff. Very, very lucky to have him in the collection. So there we go. That's X20, and that was day number 10. I will see you tomorrow. It's slightly wonky, but it's day number 11. Let's open up the pod door and see what's inside. It's right at the back. Oh my goodness! It's a Space 1999 thing. What is it? It's Breakaway. It's a Space 1999 audio story, an audio drama from Big Finish. And it's specifically, this is the limited edition version from the Gerry Anderson store, which just came in a different slipcase, basically. Yeah, lovely thing. Fun to talk about these, because I think it's really interesting the way that Big Finish went about adapting Space 1999 and sort of retelling the series, but not sort of like just adapting it, really. Like the fact that they went with Breakaway as like the first story, and they didn't really change like too much, but they did some stuff to like develop and adapt and like just, you know, maybe bring some of the storytelling forward a little bit, maybe do a little bit more with some of the wackier scientific stuff that happens in Space 1999, just to show you some of the discs and things like that in here. Yeah, love the casting of this as well. I think Mark Bonnar and Maria Teresa Creasy do lovely work playing Commander Koenig and Dr. Russell. Yeah, just really interesting adaptation. I remember listening to Breakaway. I think I was listening to it on like a plane journey or something, and was just like, this is really like intense. It really draws you in. They sort of extend it out, and it play the whole kind of drama that we're all familiar with from that first episode of Space 1999. They just kind of tease out certain strands of it and add a little bit of extra dramatic weight to it. And yeah, as far as, you know, how they could have gone about adapting Space 1999 for a new cast and things like that. I think they did a really neat job with this, and I need to listen to the rest of these actually, because I remember really enjoying Breakaway. I just don't listen to a lot of audio dramas. It's just not something that I find myself doing very much. But I will say that this was really good, and I thoroughly recommend it. And of course, physical CDs are always nice as well. So there we go. That was our little bit of Space 1999 representation for today. It's the special edition Space 1999 Breakaway audio drama from Big Finish. Lovely stuff. I will see you tomorrow. It's day number 12. What has Mrs. Security Hazard put inside my pod today? Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's open this door up and take a look inside. Oh, it's another Dinky. It's another Captain Scarlet Dinky. It is the Spectrum Patrol car from Dinky, and I'm going to have to get my Dinky book out. You know, I've got to get my Dinky book out. It's got all the facts and figures inside that I know everyone wants to hear. Let's see, where are we? Dinky number 1. Oh my goodness, I cannot find it. Where is it? There we go. Dinky number 103. Issued 1968, deleted 1975. 121 millimeters in length, and it came in metallic red, but it looks to me like you could also get it in blue and even a sort of bronze colour. Oh, Dinky, you and your mad colours. Now, this one is a very battered up version of it. There's it's in a pretty poor state. That's how I bought it, and I like it. It's nice to see it kind of battle scarred and well used and well played with. I think that's what we all like to see from our toys, don't we? The interesting thing is, apparently this thing has, or is supposed to have, a jet engine sound. The model has a small friction motor, which was supposed to sound like a small jet engine. Pretty sure this one doesn't have the friction motor still working inside. No, that's not going anywhere. That is complete. That is just a regular toy car without its motor working. You can see sort of where it was supposed to be on the rear wheels and stuff like that, but no, this thing, I'm sure all the metal inside has rusted away over the years and it just doesn't work anymore. But that's fine. Still a nice thing to have out on display. Still a fun looking thing. There's what it's supposed to look like with its stickers and everything else. You know, quite a nice thing, and still holds up very nicely indeed. Sadly, that I think is it for the Captain Scarlet Dinkies. I don't have a Dinky SPV, but I think when you can compare it side by side alongside the maximum security vehicle, I think you'll agree it's still a very nice thing to have. So yeah, there we go. Another Captain Scarlet Dinky toy, number 103, the Spectrum Patrol car. You might think it's saloon car, but according to Dinky, it was the patrol car, so that settles that debate. Probably. Maybe. See you tomorrow. Pod number 13. Unlucky for some, I guess. I don't know. Does that apply to Thunderbird 2 pods as well? Probably not. Hope you're beginning to feel a little bit Christmassy now. It's not too far away. But here we are, day number 13. Let's see what's in store for us today. Oh, a little bit more Thunderbird stuff. These are the pull back and go little toys, I think released by Matchbox in the 1990s. We've got Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2, and Thunderbird 4. So I think they all came packaged together originally. There's tons of these about. They're not hard to find. But yeah, just to demonstrate, they have their little motors inside and whoosh, off they go. They can go for quite a ways, I think. But there goes Thunderbird 2. Lovely stuff. And finally Thunderbird 4. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, I really like these. They're just kind of squished, cute little tiny little Thunderbirds toys. Thunderbird 1 has the really nice feature of the wings do actually fold in and out, which is kind of fun and unusual. And they actually did a pretty good job at like getting the colouring right and everything else like that. Yeah, pretty nice. Nice little chunky Thunderbird 1 there. That looks good. Thunderbird 2 just about still has all of its stickers in place. It's coming off a little bit. But yeah, this is another lovely little one. Not Matchbox actually. Bandai produced these, which makes some sense when you kind of compare it to some of the other things that they would make. So these were Bandai toys rather than Matchbox, but still from the 90s. Cute, lovely little things. And then here is Thunderbird 4 as well. Thunderbird 4 slightly more realistic proportions actually with this one, I guess because it's a small vehicle anyway, so kind of squishing it up and making it smaller is preferred. But actually you could compare this quite neatly to the KFC toy, and you can see some of the differences in proportion and things like that. But yeah, these are lovely, cute little things. Let's see if we can we set them all off together. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, hey, there they go. Marvelous stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Here we go, it's day number 14. We've built up quite a nice little collection of little Gerry Anderson kind of stocking filler. Well, some of these are not quite stocking fillers, but some of them are. Day number 14. What could possibly be inside this one? Maybe Space Precinct. They did do Space Precinct Bubble Bath, actually. I don't have one, but apparently they did do that. But no, what could possibly be inside day 14? It is no, upper end of the upper end of the market, I should say. This is the Johnny Lightning supercar. This is a weird little curiosity, because basically, I think in the early 2000s, there was a grand plan to make lots of different Gerry Anderson comic strips. And you can see detailed on the back, there's plans for like a supercar comic and a UFO comic and a Fable XL5 comic in this sort of Johnny Lightning style that they've gone with here. And basically, to tie in with the release of those comics, they also produced little, supercar models. And they did a few different variants of it. They did like a black one, I think, that was supposed to be like Master Car or something like that. Or am I mixing that up with something else I've seen online? I'm not sure. Anyway, they did a lot of weird stuff with it. And lovely little models, and I'm going to keep this one in the packaging because it's really unusual to see the supercar characters kind of illustrated in this comic style, plus an extra character there who I don't know the name of. I assume was introduced in the comic strip. Weird one. Very nice little supercar toy in there. Very nicely detailed with lots of extra, lots of bits and pieces on there. With a cockpit interior and a transparent canopy and all that sort of thing. Very nice little thing. And you can still sort of pick these up on eBay for pretty reasonable prices as well. To get a little supercar like that, if you want one, I think is a great way to find them. So yeah, from Misk Mayhem Productions. So yeah, I should probably do a bit more research on these. This is from the copyright on it anyway is 2003 that they came out with this. So visit us on the web for comics, t-shirts and more based on some of your favourite Gerry Anderson programs. This is all based in the United States, actually, so which is, again, is quite unusual for Gerry Anderson merchandise to find something that was sort of US first. Odd little thing, very odd, but nice, very nice indeed. I would perhaps like to get another one of these just to have one that's not in the packaging, but for now, that's where it's going to stay. Lovely thing. Bit of supercar. We like a bit of supercar here on Security Hazard, so very nice. I will see you tomorrow. Here we go, it's day 15. We're looking at pod number 15. I mean, can you imagine if Thunderbird 2 really had 15 pods? That conveyor belt would go on forever. You'd be sitting there just like guys, we've got lives to save. We need to kind of get on with this. But no, but today, just here, just on the Security Hazard Minis Advent Calendar Series thing, we do have 15 pods. And today we are going to open up and take a look at what's inside. It's right at the back. Oh my goodness, it's Lavender Castle on DVD. We're trying to represent every Gerry Anderson series here, and so Lavender Castle needed representing somehow, and unfortunately the DVD is the only piece of merchandise that I have, so and I'm pretty sure the only piece of merchandise that was ever released. Maybe there might have been more Lavender Castle merchandise. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments, but yeah, this is the DVD. Not much to say about it, really. It's the whole series spread across 2 discs. It's the version where the episodes are unusual in that, so each episode of Lavender Castle, if you're not familiar, is a stop-motion series from 1999, and each episode was only 10 minutes long, so in order to package them together, they would put 2 episodes together with some linking material from some of the individual characters, sort of giving biographies or just talking about their adventures across the series and things like that. Yeah, and so that's the version that's on the DVD, which is quite weird. You know, it would be nice to see the series presented in its original kind of 10-minute format as well, but yeah, lovely stuff. Somewhere, I'm gonna read the back of the box for you. Lavender Castle, the complete collection. Somewhere in the galaxies sails the Paradox, home to Captain Thrice and his motley crew, who have embarked upon an intergalactic quest, a race against time and a battle of wits between good and evil. They seek to find the legendary Lavender Castle, the very centre of the universe where all light is created before the nefarious Dr. Agon does, and then destroys it. From Gerry Anderson, the producer of New Captain Scarlet, The Thunderbirds, and The Terrorhawks. I think they're going to lose a few points for putting "the" in front of some of those. But interesting, yeah, I'd forgotten that this DVD came out after New Captain Scarlet, or maybe they were in the process of making New Captain Scarlet when this came out. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, interesting stuff. Lavender Castle, I enjoy it as a show. I think it's good fun. I haven't watched it for a long old time, but I think it's definitely due for a re-release. I know that the rights the rights to Lavender Castle are in a bit of a mess right now. But yeah, fun little show. If you've never seen it before, I do recommend you go and check it out. If you can pick up this DVD, you know, you can probably still find it somewhere. But yeah, also a re-release, you know, would be amazing. Let's see, bonus bits. Bonus bits. It has a character gallery, a view fascinating fact mode, and a did I say that interactive game. You know, that's what you could come to expect from a kids show DVD from the early 2000s, I suppose. Not exactly a kind of rich tapestry of behind the scenes material or deleted scenes or outtakes or anything like that to kind of put on the discs. It is literally just the episodes and a couple of extra things. Yeah, there we go. That was Lavender Castle on DVD. See you tomorrow. So, what has Mrs. Security Hazard pulled out for day 16 of our little Advent series? Well, let's find out what's behind the door of pod number 16 here. Let's open her up and just take a quick look. Oh, hello. Oh, very attractively arranged, I must say. We have some Vivid Imaginations Captain Scarlet figures. By no means a complete collection. Some of these can be quite hard to find, but I'm going to pull these out one by one and we'll take a look at each one of them. This is Colonel White. No accessories or anything like that with these. This is just how I got them, probably secondhand from a car boot sale many years ago. But yes, this is Colonel White. Looking very severe. They've gone for really blue eyes on him, so he looks very stern and very serious. But yeah, lovely overall, like pretty nice detail and stuff like that. The articulation on these figures is interesting as well because they've gone for, you know, flexible knees and things like that, so you can get a pretty good range of motion on them. The only problem is because they're quite lightweight figures, they do have a tendency to fall over quite a lot, so quite difficult to stand up. So we'll just leave him sitting there for now. Let's sit him on top of Lambda Castle for a second. Next up, we have Captain Scarlet himself, of course. He actually has a hat on. They did try and put on some little stickers for their caps, which look pretty nice. Some of them have faded a little bit over the years. Pretty good likeness for Captain Scarlet overall. What I remember about the Captain Scarlet figure is that he looks quite similar to the Captain Magenta figure, which I don't have in my collection because those are quite hard to find, actually, the Captain Magenta ones. But yeah, I remember sort of looking at pictures and thinking, they're not that different from one another. But yeah, no, very nice Captain Scarlet figure there. I think that's pretty good. Let's sit him down next to Colonel White there. Captain Black, of course. They've gone for the more sort of Mysteronized look with the drawn kind of expression and the pale complexion and things like that. But he is in his Spectrum uniform. Pretty sure they did another version of Captain Black where he was in his sort of more typically seen Mystron agent outfit, I think. But I like seeing him in the Spectrum uniform. I think he looks very nice, very presentable. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Lieutenant Green. Lovely to see Lieutenant Green here. I think they didn't quite get his complexion right. I think some of the... he looks a bit green, a little bit seasick. He's kind of almost the same colour as his tunic, which is not ideal. So they didn't quite get that right. But otherwise, quite a nice figure, I suppose. Good to have in the collection. Let's pop him down there. Destiny Angel, who I would have shown off actually when I did a Security as a Mini on the Angel Interceptor aircraft, which you can actually see just up there. So you will have seen this figure before on the channel, but I do actually have her little flight helmet, her cap that sits on top of her head like that. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look an awful lot like Destiny Angel, but you know, you can guess by process of elimination, really, which of the 5 angels she's supposed to be. But no, they did a pretty decent job on capturing the key details from the flight suit and things like that. So yeah, pretty good overall. And then finally, Captain Blue is sitting in here. Looking good. I think they've got the colour of the tunic pretty well done there. The likeness is okay. Doesn't look too actually does look just a little bit seems weird to say for Captain Blue, but he's a little bit too blonde. They could have maybe made it a little bit less severe, but you know, overall, I mean, it's pretty obvious who it's supposed to be. So yeah, pretty good. So yeah, nice set of action figures. Maybe not quite as detailed as stuff like the Matchbox Thunderbirds and Stingray figures, but I think Vivid did a pretty good job at sort of continuing that line with the Captain Scarlet figures. As far as what else was available in this range, I'm pretty sure they also did a Harmony Angel figure, the Captain Magenta, which I mentioned. They did the Captain Black in his sort of spy outfit, and then they also did Captain Scarlet in an astronaut's outfit as well, with a special helmet and things like that. Yeah, so the Captain Scarlet range of figures was pretty extensive. Shame they didn't actually do all the characters, but I mean, it would be easy to like paint these up and customize them, as I'm pretty sure I've seen people do on the internet. Friend of the channel, Andrew Clements, actually did a really good job of doing some custom Captain Scarlet figures that you can look up and find, I suppose. Yeah, very nice indeed. Good to see some Captain Scarlet. So yeah, we'll see what lies in store for our next little adventure. So I will see you tomorrow. Welcome everyone, it's day 17 of our Advent series. I hope you've been enjoying what we've had on display so far. Very curious to see what's behind this particular door. It could be all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Shall we just shall we just go for it? Shall we just take a peek behind the door and see what's in there? Let's have a little look. Opening her up now. Why, it's a Terrorhawks Action Zeroid. Yes, Sergeant Major Zero to be precise. One of the more unusual items of Terrorhawks merchandise to come out from Bandai all the way back in the 80s, and a nice to have some Terrorhawks on display. I don't think we've got anything else out here so far. So this the reason why this is a kind of unusual toy is that it's not in scale with like the other Terrorhawks action figures, which I've previously done a Security as a Mini video on. This one is larger, and the reason why it is larger is because it has an unusual play feature, and I'm going to move some things out of the way so that I can demonstrate what this thing does. If I wind it up, wind it up, and get it ready to go here. Let me see if I can get that right. So what it does is when you press the switch on the back, it jiggles around and jumps up and down. It's so weird. It's got this sort of spinny, not quite a motor thing inside, but it spins around when you wind it up and jiggles about. Why? I don't really know. It's a very odd feature that they decided to include in this thing, but it's good fun. So it's all done. You have a little switch on the back of the sort of pedestal thing that the Zeroid sits on, and it just clicks back into position like that. So, I mean, it displays very nicely. You don't actually have to sort of use that feature at all, really. It just sits there quite nicely. They've actually got quite a lot of detail and things like that onto the sort of body of it and things like that. Nice paint applications and everything else on there. They also do give you some sliding shutters for the eyes, so if your Zeroid wants to go to sleep, you can just shut the eye sockets up like that, which I think is a nice little feature to include. I mean, it's definitely Sergeant Major Zero because they put the sergeant stripes on the top there, which is a nice detail. I mean, it's not exactly screen accurate in terms of the colours and things like that, but I still think it looks quite nice. For a sort of larger Zeroid toy, larger than the sort of action figures anyway, I think that's quite a nice little thing. So there we go. That was the Terrorhawks Action Zeroid toy from Bandai from 1983. Lovely little addition to have here, and who knows what's in store for tomorrow? I will see you then. What is behind pod number 18's door? Well, shall we? Let's just get straight into it. Let's find out what's going on behind here. Opening her up. Oh my goodness! It's a Space Precinct police bike. So this is a weird one. First of all, I should say that this thing is supposed to have a missile in the front of it. My one does not have that because I got it secondhand, very, very cheap, but it does have a little Lieutenant Brogan figure sitting on the top of it, so very nice indeed. Now, if you're not familiar, this is an unusual piece in that it's not actually a vehicle that features very prominently in the Space Precinct series itself. Basically, Vivid Imaginations, when they were coming out with the Space Precinct toy line, needed to come up with a vehicle that was smaller and more budget-friendly than the giant police cruiser, but the show didn't actually have a whole ton of options for that, so they decided to go with a police bike, which makes sense. It makes sense that there would be a police bike, but it's not actually something that is used that much in the series. The design is actually based off of the pizza delivery bike, which is seen in the episode Double Duty, flown around by none other than Idris Elba himself, in character as the pizza delivery guy. Yes, and then what ended up happening was they then retroactively went into the series and were like, we should probably show a few police bikes in the show itself. So I think in the episode Takeover, and possibly one other as well, you can see a white police bike in the hangar of Precinct 88. So Yeah, so it doesn't match this blue one at all, and this is not representative of anything that you would actually see in the TV series itself. But it's got some, it's a nice little toy. Obviously, as I say, it's supposed to have a missile that fires out of the front. It's got these wheels that spin around and are supposed to give you, forward movement and hover motion as well. Obviously, yes, it's got a seat, so it is compatible with your quite wide range of Space Precinct action figures, again, all from Vivid Imaginations, and can just hold on to the handlebars, can hold on to the handlebars like that. You've got fins at the back, and it's fine. As I say, it's not representative of what you actually see in the TV show itself, but as a for the people who couldn't afford the giant police cruiser toy, this is kind of a nice little secondary option. And it's easy to imagine a police bike like this showing up in the TV series, flying around the streets of Demeter City. But just very unusual. And of course, since I have some Captain Scarlet figures here that are also in the same sort of scale and proportions and things like that as the Space Precinct figures, shall we? Yeah, let's have Captain Scarlet riding the police bike. Why not? Why not? Let's cross the Gerry Anderson multiverses by having Captain Scarlet sitting on top of a Space Precinct police bike. Why not? Why not, indeed? Thank you for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow. Alright, everybody, it's day 19, pod number 19. Goodness me, this conveyor belt inside of Thunderbird 2's launch bay is getting longer and longer by the day. Brains just needs to stop coming up with all these marvellous inventions to go inside all these pods. No, of course, what we're doing here today is taking a look at what's inside from our little Gerry Anderson merchandise collection. What could possibly be in here? I really have no idea. Let's take a look, shall we? What has Mrs. Security hasn't picked out? It's Barry Gray. Hello, Barry Gray. This is the program from the Barry Gray concert in 2008. Which I went to. It was, I think, the first ever sort of Gerry Anderson event that I ever attended. It was at the Royal Festival Hall on the south bank of the Thames, and it came with a program. It was a celebration of all the music of Barry Gray. And this program, beautifully designed, beautifully laid out, gave you a sort of really great biography on Barry Gray and all his various work over the years and people's memories of them, and of course the people who were behind the concert as well. It was hosted by Brian Blessed, which was quite extraordinary to be in the presence of Brian Blessed and hearing him enthusiastically taking us through an evening of Barry Gray music. Lovely stuff. Amazing to get to hear all of that music performed live, and the basis of so many sort of Barry Gray and Gerry Anderson concerts that have gone since. And this is just a lovely souvenir program of what was an incredible night. There's the full track listing there of everything that was played. A really wide selection, obviously stuff from Thunderbird, Supercar, Fireball XL5, Full Feather Falls, Captain Scarlet, some stuff from feature films like Doppelganger, Thunderbirds I'll Go, Thunderbird 6, Stingray, Joe 90, The Secret Service, UFO, Space 1999. So really covering the full range of Barry Gray stuff here. Yes, performed by the Philharmonia Orchestra, conducted by Francois Evans, with all sorts of other contributors as well. Really lovely. Beautiful book. really great, informative, just a nice little bit of information about Barry Gray, who of course, was responsible for, so much of the music of the great Gerry Anderson shows. And just a really important part of it. And it was his centenary concert. It was celebrating what would have been his 100th birthday. And, it was just a really special event to be at. I was very lucky to be there. And it was really, really wonderfully kind of put together by the late, great Ralph Titterton, who we miss very much, was such a fantastic contributor to Anderson fandom in general, but particularly the Barry Gray archive. He did such a wonderful job looking after that. And the work continues to this day. The Barry Gray estate really do an amazing job. So yeah, there we go. That was the souvenir program from the Barry Gray Centenary concert in 2008. Let me know if you were there, if you attended. That would be amazing to hear. Yes, wonderful show, really good fun, and nice to have a little memento from that fantastic evening. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now. Here we are, it's day 20. It's very much beginning to feel like Christmas now, I think. Let's see what's behind the door of pod number 20. Here we go. Opening her up. Oh, look who's sitting inside. It's Colonel White, but very specifically, it is Colonel White from New Captain Scarlet. Just so you can compare and contrast, actually, here's the Colonel White figure from the original series from the Vivid Imaginations line. This is from, I think Bandai did most of the New Captain Scarlet toy merchandise. Interesting set of figures, these ones. In that they had a weird amount of articulation. You could really bend and scrunch up these figures into all sorts of weird and wonderful positions, which, you wouldn't picture Colonel White being quite so athletic, but he very much is. In terms of the likeness and everything, I think they do a pretty good job getting him right. He has a removable hat, which of course has the Spectrum emblem, the New Captain Scarlet Spectrum emblem etched into it. Pretty good figure, pretty good likeness. This is the only one I have from the New Captain Scarlet range of figures, but I think they did do, obviously they did things like Captain Scarlet and Destiny Angel and people like that. But in terms of articulation, that's what really makes these figures unusual, is just how much you could twist and turn. Every single joint basically does a 360-degree turn. So it's very in keeping with New Captain Scarlet. All of the characters in that were quite athletic and flexible and did all sorts of kickboxing and stuff. So I suppose it makes sense. I'm going to guess that they probably all use sort of similar bodies, because what was unusual about these figures as well is that you could actually remove the tunic. You could just take the front and the back bit off, which is quite kind of weird. In terms of accessories, he does also come with a gun holster, which clipped into it. Also, there is a sort of Spectrum sidearm as well that he can hold, which, if I can get it into his hand properly, there we go. Lovely stuff. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, Colonel White from New Captain Scarlet. Nice to see a little bit of New Captain Scarlet represented. I unfortunately, didn't collect that much of the merchandise from New Captain Scarlet. I have the sort of this and maybe a few other things. But they did a full range of stuff for New Captain Scarlet, but it was just quite hard to get hold of, because obviously the series itself was so kind of hidden away and buried in the TV schedules. It just didn't kind of gain as much traction as one would have hoped. But yeah, there you go. Captain Scarlet, New Captain Scarlet action figure in the form of Colonel White. There he is. I'm going to sit him down alongside his original series counterparts. Just there. Lovely stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. Here we go. It's day 21, just 4 days until Christmas, and here we are with pod number 21 in our Security Hazard Advent series. Hope you have been enjoying it so far, all the weird and wonderful little treasures that I've been pulling out over the past few weeks. Weeks, I tell you. Let's see what's behind the door for today. Oh my goodness. Well, this is unusual. It's the Thunderbirds Egg Cup and Cozy set. Mint in box. I have never pulled these out of the packaging. They have never been used. These are from Marks and Spencer's in the UK from 2012. These came out, so relatively recent, I guess. On the back, it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a fab breakfast with this Thunderbirds Egg Cup and Cozy set. I mean, sometimes all the marketing speak doesn't need to be anything more complicated than that. Just a very simple little blurb on the back of it. Pretty obvious what it is. It's an egg cup and cozy set with, of course, all the numbers on there from the different Thunderbird craft and all the colours representative of the different Thunderbird crafts. So they have gone for brown for Thunderbird 5, which, I mean, if you're going to pick a colour for Thunderbird 5, I guess that's the one you go for the ring that goes around the outside. Thunderbird 4, of course, is yellow, Thunderbird 3 in red, Thunderbird 2 in green, and Thunderbird 1 in blue. And then, of course, to go on top of your boiled egg, you also have to have a little International Rescue hat to sit on the top to keep your egg warm, obviously. Yeah, so bizarre that this sort of thing exists. But it just goes to show how much love there is and was and always will be for the Thunderbird series, that, you know, places like Marks and Spencer will come out with novelty items like this. I mean, it's a perfect Christmas gift, isn't it? Yeah, I just, it's so nice, actually. It's so beautifully presented with the hats and everything. I never really want to take it out of the box. Never has a boiled egg graced one of these egg cups at all, but I don't know, maybe one day. But yeah, lovely little set, displays really, really nicely as well. Let me know if you have ever had an egg out of one of these. But yeah, lovely thing, very good fun. Just a novelty, just a silly thing to have. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Welcome everyone to day 22 of our Advent series. We are. Oh, you can smell the finishing line, can't you? Here we go. It's pod number 22. Let's see what we have inside here. Opening her up. Ooh, lovely stuff. Couple of things from new Captain Scarlet, which is nice to see. I'm going to go through these one by one. So this is what was called the mini vehicles set. They came out with sort of, I think, 3 of these in total, just little new Captain Scarlet vehicles that you could collect. But I think there's also an extra one in here as well. So let's start off with this. This is the Druznik, the giant tank that would show up from time to time across the series. Amazing design, such an incredible vehicle, and really nice to have a little toy of it as well. It's a sort of solid piece. It doesn't actually have wheels or anything like that, so if you were to sort of drive it along, you are just sort of sliding it across the table there. But just the detail, the dirtying down that's gone into all the you can see every individual rivet on this thing. So well detailed for something that's so small. And the really fun thing about this, which unfortunately I don't have batteries in this, complete surprise, but there's supposed to be batteries in this, and you press a button and it makes a sort of sound as well. So on top of being incredibly detailed and beautiful and just unusual as a toy, it also has sound effects as well, so that's a pretty kind of cool little feature in there. But the gun is static on the top. It is basically just a solid piece, but I don't know, that's just really cool. And I say mini vehicle set, this is chunky. This has got some good size to it. So there's that. We also have a Stallion raid bike. And as you can see, the scale between the different vehicles is completely different. But yeah, this is really nice because it's got wheels that spin around on it. But also, the fun thing about the raid bike is the fact that the wings could detach off. So the idea, if you're not familiar with the show, was this could drive off of the edge of Skybase with its wings, you know, extended, so that this could then fly down to the ground, and then the wings could pop off, and it could just be used as a regular motorbike, or, you know, sort of a three-wheel motorbike, because it's got this sort of large one at the back and then one at the front. So really interesting vehicle design, and really cool to have just a little teeny tiny little toy of it just there. That is really nice. And then I've got two of the cheetahs. Now, I'm pretty sure only one of these actually came in this particular mini vehicle set with the other two, but I think I'm pretty sure I got these in like an eBay lot years ago, and they just happened to throw in an extra one. Now I can't remember exactly which one was extra, but it's one of these two cheetahs. So you have two variants. You have a regular driving one, which is pretty much just a regular toy car, doesn't have any extra features or anything. It just kind of rolls along like that. Nothing too special there. But then you've also got this flying variant of the cheetah with its wings extended. And again, this one does have a button on the top and, you know, can produce sound effects as well. Also still has wheels on it, so you can also just, you know, roll that around if you want to. But yeah, just really cool that they decided to do both versions of it rather than just picking one over the other. That would have been perfectly acceptable. So the fact that they did, you know, across the whole mini vehicle range, they did two cheetahs, I think is a really good idea. I would definitely love to collect more of these. These are really nice. I would definitely, they will be pretty near the top of my sort of Anderson wish list, is to get more of these mini vehicles, because they are great. And then as an extra little bonus thing, they included a little figure as well. This is a very teeny tiny little Captain Black, I believe. I think that's supposed to be Captain Black anyway. And he's holding a couple of sidearms as well. And he's just on a little stand, and he's supposed to just sort of stand up at the front, looking tough, really. Yeah, so I would, yeah, a full collection of these new Captain Scarlet mini vehicles would be amazing. Would love to have that in the collection, but for now, very happy with these couple of examples. They're just really nice little things. So yeah, there we go. That was day 22. I will see you tomorrow. It's day number 23 of our Advent series, pulling out various bits of Gerry Anderson merchandise for us to enjoy. Now, I'm not sure what's inside here, but what I do know is that I heard it fall over just before we started, and it sounded quite heavy, so I'm curious to know what's inside this one. Let's open up the door and find out what it is. Oh my goodness, yes, this is a heavy thing. If I can hold it up and present it nicely inside the box, this is something very special indeed. This is a very limited item that you won't recognise. This is a book by Andrew Clements. It's a collection of short stories, and he did a very limited print run of this just for sort of family and friends, and you know, I'm lucky enough to know the guy, so he put this together. And basically, if you've ever been on the official Gerry Anderson website, a few years ago, you might remember a series of short stories that basically Andrew would write every single week and publish on the Gerry Anderson website. And what he did, very kindly, was put them together into a book. And it's a very heavy tome. He got this really nicely printed and stuff, but it's got all sorts of stories in there. But what's also nice about this is it's also been illustrated by Connor Flanagan, who, of course, has worked on several products for the Gerry Anderson store as well. Several different comics like the Terrorhawks Deep Blue Z, and they did a new Captain Scarlet one as well, and a Space Precinct one. And Connor's artwork is just stunning. He's done some incredible different Anderson stuff over the years, and I think you'll agree that that front cover is really stunning and striking, and everything else. A really good kind of presentation of his work, and included in the story, I mean, I'll just show you the table of contents on these stories. There are tons and tons and tons of them. A short story for, like, I think pretty much every Anderson series, save maybe a few kind of weird oddities. But yeah, there's some lovely stuff in here. Lots of Thunderbirds, lots of Captain Scarlet, all sorts of different things. Really good stuff. Just a wonderful thing. And as I say, you can go and read all of these stories on the Gerry Anderson website. They're all free. Andrew just did a nice job of sort of polishing them up to go into this particular book that I'm very grateful to have. So yeah, there you go. Very odd thing to include in our little advent calendar, but a fun thing to show off nevertheless. So there we go. Anderson Adventures in the 21st Century. Lovely stuff. Done in the style of TV21. Looks really, really good. Yeah, lovely thing. So there we go. I shall see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. It's Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve to you all. It's day number 24 in our Advent series, where we've been pulling out all sorts of different Gerry Anderson items from behind our pod door. Gosh, what have we not had yet? We've had stuff from all sorts of different Gerry Anderson series, but let's see. We haven't had any UFO. We haven't had any Twizzle or Torchy or anything like that. For the falls, protectors. There's a few things we haven't quite gotten to yet, but hopefully maybe behind this door we'll have something. Let's see. Shall we? Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's open up number 24. Oh, look at that. That is the Product Enterprise Shadow Mobile from UFO, of course. Lovely, lovely thing. Yes, this is, of course, it's Product Enterprise, so it's beautifully, beautifully detailed little model from the show. The Shadow Mobile is a really rugged, kind of interesting vehicle. So, you know, it's no surprise that it came out looking so tough and so cool from Product Enterprise. Not many actual kind of features on this one. It basically just rolls along on its caterpillar tracks like that. It does have a cannon and here that can go up and down, so pretty cool features there. Unfortunately, over the years, this one has an antenna on the front that has snapped off that I just sort of keep down there, but it doesn't make that much difference really, and it's still got the antenna on the top. It's got a little crew inside it. You can see sitting at the controls, which is quite nicely detailed there. Yeah, overall just really nice. I'm pretty sure Product Enterprise did some other Shadow Mobiles over the years. I think they did one with like the big radar dish on the top and stuff like that, but I think this is a pretty good one to have in the old collection. I think it looks very nice indeed. Of course, Product Enterprise did so many other Anderson vehicles, including stuff from UFO. Excuse my dog, you can hear panting away underneath. They've been very patiently waiting for 24 days to go out, so definitely ready there. Thank you, Mrs. Security Hazard, for keeping the dog under control all this time. Lovely stuff. All right, well, there you go. There is the UFO Shadow Mobile from Product Enterprise. It's a lovely, lovely thing. And, well, you'll be pleased to know that this is one of those advent calendars that has 25 days on it. So I will see you tomorrow for the big day. Bye for now. Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to the final day of our Advent series. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. It's very good to see you. Let's take a look what's behind the final door in our series. Pod number 25. Goodness me, it's a long conveyor belt of different pods going along inside Thunderbird 2's launch bay. Let's take a look what's behind the final door. Very fancy. Mrs. Security Hazard has spoiled me today. This is the Scalextric, difficult word to say, Scalextric Fab 1, which, funnily enough, was a Christmas present that I received last year, so quite appropriate that this should be what I pull out today. This is gorgeous. I mean, Scalextric, of course, slot car racing, and it feels very appropriate that they decided to come out with a Fab 1. I think they've also come out with a few other Anderson vehicles and things as well, but Fab 1, it's just... is gorgeous, and I love that it comes in this display box because, you know, I don't personally, I'm not into slot car racing. I don't have any Scalextric tracks, so I've never seen this thing go around. So the fact that they sort of nicely display it like this is kind of just cool for the people who want to have a nice Fab 1 model on display but don't actually have a way of racing it. I think that's really cool. But what's great about this is you can open it up. And you can actually pull it out if I just detach it like so. I believe that's how you pull it out. Is that how you do it? Oh, I think you have to, you have to kind of loosen it. There we go. That's it. That's how you do it. Right. Lovely. Right. So there we go. It just detaches from the base like that. And of course, because it's Scalextric, it's really like lightweight. Obviously, most of this is for kind of display purposes, really. But it's a really nice lightweight thing. But it looks stunning. I think they really did a good job getting the look of this thing right. It really looks the part. They've got just the right shade of pink. Love all the chrome stuff that they've done on here. I believe they did a version of this as well that was all chrome, all pink chrome, which looks quite garish, but it's like really nice as kind of a special edition type of thing. But I love this standard edition version as well. They've done a really nice job sculpting and painting up some Penelope and Parker figures to sit inside the vehicle as well. Those are really nice. Yeah, they didn't need to put that much detail into them, but they did. I love all of the interior detail. Again, it's been painted beautifully with lots and lots of detail in there. Probably the most detailed Fab 1 interior that I've ever seen on a sort of mass-produced toy like this. Underneath, of course, it's got the contacts and things like that, and obviously the wheels are meant to drive along so that you can race your Fab 1, and that all looks really nice. But yeah, as I say, I think even if you're not into Scalextric like me, you can. This is still a really nice display model of Fab 1. I think it just looks really nice as well. So yeah, very nice thing, and a very, as I say, very appropriate for us to have this on the last day of our Advent series. I'm going to pop that on the top like that. Lovely stuff. Well, there we go. That's threatening to move, isn't it? That's threatening to come off. You're going to sit there like that? It's going to sit... Actually, you know what? Why don't I sit it on top of the pod like that? That's better. There we go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. If you've been tuning in for this every single day over the course of Advent, I hope you have very much enjoyed all the little surprises that we've had coming out of our pod. I hope that was a good little bit of fun for you. And I have to, of course, say a big thank you to Mrs. Security Hazard, my lovely wife, who has gone to the effort of putting little surprises in behind these doors so that it was a surprise for me. Obviously, you know, I know roughly what's in my collection, of course, and this is all stuff that comes from my collection, but I wanted there to be a little bit of a surprise element, so I really didn't know kind of what was going to be behind the door each day, which is just great, and I think we've ended up with a really nice eclectic mix of all the weird and wonderful things that you can get from the worlds of Gerry Anderson. And of course, yeah, I think this has been a nice way to actually kind of wrap up the Security Hazard mini series that we've been doing over the course of this year, you know, looking at all sorts of different Gerry Anderson merchandise from my collection. We were kind of running towards the end of what I had to kind of do a video on anyway. I didn't have that much other stuff to kind of display. So I think for now, at least, until I get some new bits and pieces kind of going on, this is probably kind of, consider this the grand finale of Security Hazard minis, at least for the moment. I will still, of course, be doing YouTube videos over on this channel, all sorts of other Gerry Anderson things to talk about and do videos on, so definitely stay tuned because there is more to come. And of course, I do the Security Hazard show every single week with my podcast co-host, Mr. Ben Wolf Page. That will, of course, be continuing every single week where we'll talk about all sorts of different Gerry Anderson shows, so you can catch that on YouTube. And of course, if you want even more Gerry Anderson content, videos, hate that word content, but videos, then you can head over to patreon.com/securityhazard. Give what you can, only if you can. That gets you access to some exclusive videos that you won't find anywhere else. Also gives you, depending on what level you pledge at, you can also get early access to videos, and you can also get your name featured in our live streams and things like that. So there's all sorts of stuff to be found over on Patreon, so please do head over there if you are interested in that sort of thing. Otherwise, I shall catch you again very, very soon indeed. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
Security hazard negative.